you very much for joining me. It is Friday, July 11th, 2025. Many of you that have followed me over the years know that I used to live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I used to commute and work in San Francisco. I did an article recently about the missile defense systems for the West Coast and how they're lacking. Well, recently I found out that the San Francisco, their emergency alert sirens, they're not working there anymore. They previously had sirens that warned residents of tsunami risk or fallout or nuclear attack, but they're not working. The city has no plans to revive the old system that has been defunded since 2019. Mayor Daniel Lur's budget proposal does not include funding to fix or replace the sirens, which would cost as much as $20 million. Instead, the city relies on cell phone alerts. The problem with cell phone alerts is that not everyone has one. Maybe because of inflation, they can't afford to buy one or pay its monthly bill. Many of the older generation don't have them for many reasons. Maybe they just don't understand or don't like the new technology that has flooded us. An example, AI. Recently, my mother got rid of her landline when she was informed by the phone company that it was discontinuing the service. But before that, the cost to have a landline had risen exponentially. During an emergency event, if the power goes down or cell phone towers go down, you would not get any emergency alert, let alone be able to use your phones. But in such events, landlines would still have worked. Emergency officials said the siren system was paused for maintenance and assessment in 2019 because officials found much of the infrastructure was no longer functional and that the cost to repair would be substantial. Now, if they had upgraded the system back in 2019, the cost would have been $2.5 million. But today, it would be over $20 million. And of course, the longer the city waits, the more the cost would grow. In the United States, you might be very surprised to learn this. There is no national level alert system. Normally, sirens are controlled on a county or local level, but some are controlled by state level, such as Hawaii. Sirens are usually used to warn of impending natural disasters. While they're also used to warn of threats of military attacks, these rarely occur in the United States. Throughout the Great Plains, where I live, the Midwest and South, they are typically used to warn people to take cover when a tornado warning is issued, sometimes even for severe thunderstorm warnings, and very rarely used for anything else. Here in South Dakota, where I live, they test the sirens every Friday at 12 noon. They are also generally required in areas within a 10-mile radius of nuclear power plants. In the South and on the East Coast, for example, Texas, Maine, Florida, and New Hampshire, sirens are used to inform people about approaching hurricanes. In Pierce County, Washington, there is a system of sirens set up along the Puyallup and Carbon River valleys to warn residents of volcanic eruptions and lahars, giant mudslides from Mount Rainier. I just did a video about the threat for an eruption and lahars there on Mount Rainier. Coastal communities, especially those in Northern California, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, and Hawaii, use siren systems to warn of incoming tsunamis. In 2011, the city of Honolulu created an Adopt a Siren website for its tsunami sirens. The site is modeled after Code for American Adopt a Hydrant, which helps volunteers in Boston sign up to shovel out fire hydrants after storms. Yeah, they have some bad snowstorms there. Many college campuses in the U.S., especially in the wake of the Virginia Tech shootings, have begun installing sirens to warn students in the event of dangerous incidents. Sirens in the United States now are being replaced by NOAA weather radios for advance warnings about future severe storms whenever people are inside cars or buildings. Today, signals are determined by state and local authorities and can vary from one region to another. The most common tones produced by sirens in the United States are alerts, which is a steady sound, and attack, or an attack sound, which is a wail. The U.S. federal standard regarding emergency warning signals is defined in FEMA's Outdoor Warning System Guide, and it's CPG 1-17, and it was published on March 1st of 1980, which describes the Civil Defense System, CDWS, and its warning signals. The language was slightly revised by FEMA's National Warning System Operations Manual, 1550.2, which was published March 30th of 2001. The recent tragic flooding in Texas is a powerful reminder of how critical it is to reach people quickly and effectively during emergencies. Emergency Management Department spokesperson Leah Greenbaum said in a statement, while wireless emergency alerts, WEA, and cell phone-based systems like Alert SF are essential tools, we know no single method reaches everyone. That is why we continually work to improve how we alert and warn people. What if you just want some peace and quiet and you turn your cell phone off? What if the battery goes dead? What if the phone is damaged and isn't working? How are you going to get notifications? Now, attack warnings are 3 to 5 minutes of a wavering tone on sirens, or a series of short blasts on horns, or other devices. The attack warning signal means an actual attack or an accidental missile launch was detected, and people should take protective action immediately. The signal would be repeated as often as deemed necessary by local government authorities to get the required response from the population, including taking protective action from the arrival of fallout. This signal will have no other meaning and will be used for no other purpose. However, sometimes the attack signals are used for tornado warnings. And you can't say you don't get tornadoes there in the Bay Area. I believe it was last year there was a rare event of a tornado. Currently, it seems that David Lurie has been wooing the business groups of people, spending a lot of time doing selfies and promoting himself, making quick little videos of what he's doing on his phone, self-promoting himself in the digital world. But with the way things are going around the world, with the uptick in earthquakes and the threat of tsunamis or even war, don't you think he should probably reestablish the sirens? I know here in South Dakota, children are not allowed to have cell phones in the classrooms. Is that the same there in San Francisco? Many workplaces do not allow cell phones. So if there was an emergency, how would they know? You know, sometimes in an emergency, seconds matter to take shelter. You know, get to a place where you would be safe. What are your thoughts about that? Please put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.